Excellent. Our next finalist from the School of Natural Science and Mathematics, Munir Yaqub.
In the year 1347, a ship docked in Sicily. Most of the crew members were already dead. The few that survived were barely hanging on. Their bodies were covered in swollen boils. The fevers were raging high. And just like that, the Black Plague swept into Europe. Within 5 years, half of Europe was gone, wiped out by a single bacterium. The whole world was plunged into chaos. There was no cure, only death. And this will continue to go on several and several decades after, until the discovery of antibiotics, the greatest invention in medical history. These drugs, they made life-threatening diseases treatable by over-the-counter prescriptions. They gave us the power to fight back. But today, we're losing that power. Bacteria are evolving. They're learning to outsmart our drugs. And here is the terrifying part. We are helping them do it. Think about this. Your doctor prescribes antibiotics for 2 weeks. Do you know what most people do when they start feeling better after a few days? I'll tell you what I used to do. I'll shove the rest in my closet and never touch them again. See, that's how bacteria develop resistance. Every time we misuse antibiotics, we leave behind the strongest bacteria, the superbugs. So what happens when antibiotics fail? Well, every year, hundreds of thousands of people all over the world die of antibiotic-resistant infections. Do you know why? Because we are still fighting 21st century superbugs with outdated 20th century tools. So in order to win this war against bacterial superbugs, you would agree with me that we need modern, innovative approaches. And here is where my research comes in. I use artificial intelligence, specifically machine learning, to uncover how bacteria develop resistance against antibiotics, the DNA mutations that allow them to survive treatment and become superbugs. By training these AI models on bacterial sequencing data obtained from patient samples, my research identifies resistance patterns that traditional methods often miss, which I then experimentally validate in the lab using mouse infection models. And this tells us which antibiotics are effective against superbugs and which ones have failed. The end goal is to help hospitals make better antibiotic choices for patients that are struggling with resistant infections so that we can improve care and save lives. Now, I want you all to take a look at the mask behind me. It's called a death mask. You probably recognize it from Halloween costumes, right? But this mask represents something far darker, a moment in history when a disease swept through humanity with no cure in sight. By leveraging modern technology, my research ensures that this history does not repeat itself. Thank you.